It's why we love horror trivia. I'm JWMaher. We're going through these matches of the people getting their feet wet with these new rules. This is a pretty exciting match. We got one man who's made it to the top of the mountain several times, has come up short a few times, and an outsider who is just a really good movie trivia player who is doing pretty well. So we'll see how those two things even up today. Bringing in first, the aforementioned general trivia was Robert Castner. What's up?
Nothing. You've taken away any advantage I could potentially glean from playing in this league with this new format. So I'm excited to see how bad it goes.
Hey, we've made round one slightly easier as well. So it's just general knowledge. You should be fine. You watch movies all the time.
I do, yes, of varying qualities and varieties.
Yes. Well, how do you feel about tonight's match, though? I know you had some choice emojis in the chat.
Yeah, like when we did Jeopardy a little while ago, you were like, "Oh, I forgot to put you in this." Like the people who won in the latest round of what had happened in the previous iteration. You're like, "Oh, you're gonna love who I give you," and then it was Shannon who was right there, who just cleaned everybody's clock twice over. I was like, "Sick, that'll be fun." So yeah, I imagine it won't go well. So I'm just trying to be respectable today.
We will see what happens as we bring in Shannon Briggs, the cemetery man himself. Shannon, how are you feeling this evening, and what do you think about your role in this match?
Oh, as always. I always look forward to the singles matches. No matter any point again, I don't take them lightly because I know that am not impossible to beat even on horror movie trivia. There is documented evidence that I have lost matches on specifically the singles one, but yeah. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing how well I am with this new format. I like I said, I'm just interesting because I've been used to what they were doing with the whole deep cuts and stuff, and that can be strength and it can be a weakness depending on the person that was choosing it. So now we're kind of like we've cut down the amount of deep cuts, and you've introduced more stuff that can be more general movie knowledge. I can say it makes me feel actually, like I said, I think a lot of people, it makes you feel more confident, so you don't have to necessarily feel like you have to rack your brain more with certain questions or whatever. So, but again, I'm not going to take Robert lightly. I know he's beat me with general movie trivia before. So again, I'm not going to discount his knowledge as far as horror movie trivia either, because I mean, again, he's part of this league. I mean, he definitely knows he has horror knowledge. So we'll see.
All right. With that being said, we'll get into round number one. Round one is, like I mentioned, now it's just 8 questions across the general categories I've determined should be general categories in horror. I've randomized that. You'll get 8 questions worth 1 point apiece. I'll read the question. You get 15 seconds to write your answers down your whiteboard. At the end of the 15 seconds, I'll let you know time is up. I'll call on you one at a time. You show your answer. Tell me your answer. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get all 8 questions right, there's a 9th bonus question. And for the duration of the match, both you gentlemen have 3 repeats and a challenge. All right, yes. Here is your first question. In scores and soundtracks, which Limp Bizkit song does Fred Durst sing after his inspirational speech at the school in Y2K? He's a passable actor, this dude. He does a good job. 5.
He's good at playing himself. That definitely helps.
He was pretty good. I saw TV Glow for the 30 seconds he was in it too. Pens down. Shannon, what does he sing?
Break stuff.
And Robert.
I said faith.
It is an inspirational speech because you got to have faith. Is what he sings right after it. That is correct. Your second question in the everyone loves this movie studio, Blumhouse. In what 2022 Blumhouse horror remake do the antagonists work for the United States Department of Scientific Intelligence, or DSI? I assure you, this is a movie, and Blumhouse made it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Robert
I said Fantasy Island.
and Shannon.
I didn't have it.
Now, this is unfortunately the 2022 remake of Firestarter. Firestarter.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. They did do that. didn't they? Good for them.
And moving on to slashers. Name either 1981 slasher film where the killer's motive is that the town refuses to cancel an annual dance or party. And there's 2 movies this definitely describes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Shannon
Prom Night.
and Robert.
I said My Bloody Valentine.
I would accept My Bloody Valentine or The Prowler. Prom Night a year too early. But that's really the motive of the killer, and that is that they killed his sister.
Yeah.
But your 4th question in Saturn Award nominees. Who directed Let Me In? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert
Matt Reeves.
and Shannon.
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves of Cloverfield fame, I guess, yeah, directed that.
Nothing else.
He never directed anything after that. Moving on to 1960s and earlier. Most of the victims in Blood and Black Lace share what profession?
I was gonna say, all right, I know some of these things, so I'm not gonna complain.
3,
But I don't.
2, 1. You're doing okay. Pens down. Shannon
I think they're fashion models.
and Robert.
I said nurses.
They are fashion models. That is correct. It's like House of Gucci with stabbing. Moving on to category number 6, Fangoria Chainsaw Award nominees. What general type of object, when in someone's possession, allows you to command the title character in PG, Psycho Gorman?
Shit. Bill's gonna be so disappointed in me, but that's okay.
Just a general answer. It doesn't need to be. I don't need specific. What is it? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert
I said a ball. I don't know.
and Shannon.
I didn't have it.
It's a gem. It's like a purple
gem.
gem. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on to franchise facts and data. What flower is mentioned in the subtitle to the first sequel to Anaconda?
The only sequel I know.
There's more than I thought.
Oh my God. Studying for Shannon's thing, I learned that there were way more of entries in a franchise that I was anywhere close to being aware of. We'll talk about that.
3, 2, and 1. That's Shannon
Blood Orchid.
and Robert.
Blood Orchid.
I would have just accepted Orchid, but Blood Orchid is exactly what it is. That's correct. And your final question, Animals and Nature Survival. Who directed 1978's Piranha?
Fuck. Shit.
Fucking shit. Maybe nicknames of this director. I don't know.
I know who did the fucking
5,
sequels.
4, 3, 2, 1. Robert.
James Cameron did like the second one.
He did do the second one.
Yes.
Shannon.
It's from the great Joe Dante.
Joe
Yeah, that's
Dante
right, Joe
is
Dante.
correct. At the end of round 1, we're tied up 4-4. All right, that's cool. So we're going to go on to the wheel round. Now we're talking about the stuff you guys submitted to me. Prior to the match, both these gentlemen gave me 2 strengths. And then that makes 4. And I need 4 more categories. So I asked them, hey, what do you guys want? They gave me a wish list of their general categories, and I weighted, ranked them. And I got 4 more general categories that they chose between them. Since we're tied, Shannon will choose the order of play in this round. Both players get 1 spin of that wheel. You can spin it once if you like it. You can keep it, or you could respin it between those two spins. You'll get a category. 5 questions worth 2 points each. If you don't know the answer right away, you can check down the multiple choice. If you get the question wrong at any point, though, look out. Your opponent can steal for those points. And if you do get a multiple choice and you want a little bit extra time, you don't need to waste your repeats because I'll give you 2 free repeats of the options on top of your repeats because we're cool like that. So we'll bring in the wheel for Shannon. The categories you got today, we got actors and actresses. Brian Cox acted. Brian Usna directed. Directors. Franchise facts and data. The Friday the 13th franchise. Horror comedies. And Oliver Reed acted. Would you like to spin first or defer, Shannon?
I will defer.
All right, Robert. I assume what franchise were we talking about before? Was it Reanimator?
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
All right, there's even more after that one. But
Yeah, I know.
But I digress. We'll spin.
I thought there was 3.
What do you know? You get Brian Usna. Do you want to take that or spin again?
Oh my god. No, I'll spin again. I was thinking about it. I'm gonna spin again.
All right. And you get the other Brian. You get Brian Cox instead.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll put that wheel backstage. We'll go over to my Brian Cox folder. There he is. Here's your first question. What state has Will retired to at the beginning of Manhunter?
Florida.
For 2 points, that's correct. Your second question. Who directed The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Multiple.
Is it A, Fede Alvarez, B, Johannes Roberts, C, Andre Overdahl, or D, Claire Denis?
C.
It is Andre Overdahl of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark fame. I'll just name other movies they directed.
Thank you. Really expands my knowledge base.
How does the titular character die in Morgan?
She dies. Drowned.
She drowns. That's correct. Your penultimate question. Who composed the score to The Ring?
Well. Oh, man. I know who directed it, and I know who works with them. Did they do this one? Oh, multiple, just to be safe.
Is it A, Alan Silvestri, B, Hans Zimmer, C, Howard Shore, or D, Klaus Badelt?
Fuck, they're both in here. Damn it. Klaus Badelt.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1 point steal. Shannon, is it A, Alan Silvestri, B, Hans Zimmer, C, Howard Shore, or D, Klaus Badelt?
I'm going to guess B, Hans Zimmer.
It is weird, but Hans Zimmer did compose the score. Alan Silvestri right before worked with him, and then Klaus Badelt right after worked with Gore Verbinski. Just he went on a tear through a bunch of different composers. Yeah. And your final question in Brian Cox. What was Krieg's job before he retired in Trick or Treat?
I'll need a multiple choice on that one too, I think.
Is he A, a police officer, B, school principal, C, bus driver, or D, janitor?
Bus driver?
He was the bus driver of the bus that killed all those children. That is correct. All right. At the end of Robert's portion of the round, we're up to 10 for him with the steal. Shannon getting his score up to 5. We'll bring the wheel back in. Here's your first bid. You get Oliver Reed. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
I will keep that.
All right. And we're done with this wheel for today. And we'll talk about my friend is obsessed with Oliver Reed, but I'm getting there. Oliver Reed, your first question. Where on the house's property does Ben become entranced and almost kill Davy in burnt offerings?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, the stables, B, the pool, C, the rose garden, or D, the garage?
C, the rose garden.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, the stables, B, the pool, C, the rose garden, or D, the garage?
This is like the first one I watched, The Pool.
He almost drowns his son. That is correct. The pool.
Yeah.
Bird Offerings, by the way, if you're watching, an absolute banger. Watch that movie. All right, your second question. Who plays Mendoza, Torquemada's whip-wielding torturer in The Pit and the Pendulum?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Jeffrey Combs, B, Oliver Reed, C, Mark Margolis, or D, Tom Towles?
C, Mark Margolis.
It is Grandpa Salamanca, whatever he's called.
I was like, I want to make sure your name. There's a lot of character actors in that movie.
Your third question. The Devils opens in which European country?
France.
It is France. That is correct. Your fourth question. Who directed Captain Clegg?
This could be a trick question, so I'm going to go with multiple choice.
Is it A, Peter Graham Scott, B, Freddie Francis, C, Joseph Lucy, or D, Don Sharp?
See, it would have been if I, like you said, if you try to, with that kind of stuff. I'm going to guess B, Freddie Francis.
That is incorrect. I didn't include Terrence Fisher. I'm sorry. But is it A, Peter Graham Scott, B, Freddie Francis, C, Joseph Lucy, or D, Don Sharp?
So I think the way I remember this is because Captain Clegg sounds like one of those like old like Mutiny on the Bounty movies, right? And Peter Graham Scott sounds like a real like naval person. So A, I think.
He did direct Captain Clegg.
That's how I remember it.
And your final question in Oliver Reed. What is Dr. Raglan armed with when he dies attempting to save Candace from the dwarves in The Brood?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, a torch, B, a gun, C, a knife, or D, an axe?
B, a gun.
He does shoot a bunch of them. That is correct. All right. At the end of Shannon's portion of the round, Robert with the steal is getting a score up to 12. Shannon at 9. So we're going to go on to round number 3, which is always the synopsis round. Now I just took a survey. They each sent me 6 categories, and out of the 12 they sent me, I picked the 6 most popular ones in the weighted ranking system. Player that is trailing will choose first out of the 6 categories. Each category can only be chosen once. They'll progress through 2, 3, and 5 point synopses. Control only switches when the score is tied or the trailing person takes the lead. We go back and forth till I've asked 6 of these or somebody is mathematically eliminated. So Shannon, the categories you can choose from, we got the 1960s and earlier, 2000s, horror comedies, psychological thrillers, sci-fi horror, and slashers. What would you like for a 2-point question?
I will go with slashers.
All right, your slasher for 2 points. On Christmas Eve, an escaped maniac returns to his childhood home, which is now a sorority house, and begins to murder the sorority sisters one by one. Name that movie.
Black Christmas.
It's 2 out of the 3 Black Christmases. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So we'll put that down. We'll take slashers off the board. And you are left with, we got the 1960s and earlier, the 2000s, horror comedies, psychological thrillers, and sci-fi horror. What would you like for a 3-pointer?
1960s and earlier.
All right. 1960s and earlier for 3. American professor John Holden arrives in London for a parapsychology conference, only to find himself investigating the mysterious actions of devil worshipper Julian Carswell. Name that movie. Five, 4, 3, 2,
I can't pull it.
1. This is Curse of the Demon. Curse of the Demon.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a really good movie everybody should check out. So it comes down to this one here. For 5 points, you can choose from 2000s, horror comedies, psychological thrillers, or sci-fi horror. What would you like for a 5?
2000s.
2000 for 5. 2 college students share a ride home for the holidays, but when they break down on a deserted stretch of road, they are preyed upon by the ghosts of people who have died there. Name that movie. Five.
Repeat, please.
That's your first repeat. 2 college students share a ride home for the holidays, but when they break down on a deserted stretch of road, they are preyed upon by the ghosts of people who have died there. Name that movie. Five, 4.
Repeat, please.
There's your second repeat. 2 college students share a ride home for the holidays, but when they break down on a deserted stretch of road, they are preyed upon by the ghosts of people who have died there. Name that movie. Five, 4.
Repeat.
That's your last repeat. 2 college students share a ride home for the holidays, but when they break down on a deserted stretch of road, they are preyed upon by the ghosts of people who have died there. Name that movie. Five, 4.
Good game, Robert. I'm just gonna guess The Woods.
And your winner, Robert Castner. This is Wind Chill, Emily Blunt's Wind Chill. She's in that. I'll drop Robert backstage briefly. Talk to Shannon. I'm shocked. I honestly thought it would be. I don't know. Robert talked himself down so much. I just thought it would go the other way. But those Oliver Reed questions, it seemed like you just got a little stuck on them. How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, tricky about Oliver Reed was them ones it's like doing your studying or whatever. So I was more like I had done my Oliver Reed knowledge for a previous match and stuff, and so of course the 2 ones I got wrong, that I got wrong were the ones I hadn't seen recently, and of course I wasn't able to get like a 2-point, wasn't able to rack up the 2 points like Robert was for a couple on with the Brian Cox one. Even though Brian Cox was one of the ones I said I had catch up on his horror filmography, but yeah, I think it was also like the first round. Like I said, there was a few ones there that looking back, I probably should have known. So I might have been able to maybe pad a lead in the first round as well. And I mean, the pro synopsis, I mean, like I said, you're just kind of rolling the dice with especially after the 2-point with the 3 and 5. Like I said, I know enough here that know that 5s are pretty obscure movies. So I was kind of was thinking about the different genres, and I was thinking at least maybe if I had a decade, it would maybe narrow it down. Of course, it was a movie I haven't seen, I've heard of, but I have not seen it. But no, I mean, I'm not going to, Robert played it. He did. I mean, again, he did all he needed to do to to get out in front. But yeah, I mean, I tip my hat to him, and I said now that I've actually played it in this new format, like I said, it's hopefully, like I said, next time I might do a little bit better. It just, like I said, it's a certain ones, the grab bag on the ones, like I said, it kind of wasn't exactly, some of them weren't my best ones. And then, the second round, I'll read kind of, he kind of let me down a little bit, just as far as like, compare that. I probably, looking back, I maybe could have had other choices on there that I could have picked that I was probably a little bit more confident in, even though he was my strength. But I don't know. Again, like I said, like I'm not taking anything from Robert. He did a great job. So I mean, all props to him.
Yeah, nobody takes you lightly. You're still very close to the tops of the rankings, so you'll be back before you know it. But we're going to drop you backstage, Shannon. Always a pleasure having you. Bring in today's winner, who is just going to run the gauntlet, I guess. Robert Castner. How you feeling?
I'm just as shocked as you. I anticipated a pretty steep deficit, and I expected to have to climb out of stuff. I haven't. Do you want to come in here? You can if you want. No,
Well,
okay.
It's a family celebration. I threw my daughter out of the room. You bring your daughter into the room.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was just Brian Cox. Those questions were a little bit fresh, and I studied a lot of Oliver Reed. I'm curious to how the Use Know would have went, because I studied that just right before. So I don't know. Shannon, props to Shannon. I figured that steal on the ring question would be the thing that haunted me, because I was like, well, if I got that, then I could have won on a 2, which is the only thing I'm ever confident in synopses. And even then I miss them. So I thought he would hit that 5, and I thought I would have to like struggle and think about strategy. I'm glad he took 60s and earlier, because I was like, do I have to take that for 2 and pray to God? Because I don't want it for 3 or 5. That would kill me. But he took it, fortunately, and the things just worked out. I don't know, John. This is fucking batshit crazy. By the transitive property, right? I lost to Jake. Shannon beat Jake. I don't want to say fairly handily, but enough. So by the transitive property, Shannon should have stomped me into oblivion. But old formats, new formats, whatever.
Well, you're not done yet, because and people who are winning get to continue, and you get the distinct honor of playing 2-time former champion Dylan Van Thine next. How do you feel about that?
Even worse than I felt going into this one. But at least he's a pleasant Canadian soul, so that will be fine.
Well, hello. What do you have to say? Oh, also,
what do you have to say about
that? Is that a Woody hat?
That's a Jesse hat.
Oh, it's a Jesse hat. Sorry.
Sorry. No, yes, it is a Toy Story hat, though. You're in the realm.
All right then. But we'll let you celebrate with your family. We'll see you before you know it. That room's going to drop very quickly. Talk to you soon, Robert.
All
right. That'll do it. If you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share, go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror, and you can check out the Letterboxd challenge here. That's our Letterboxd challenge for the Why We Love Horror challenge. Or you can go to the Pick Your Poison challenge here. Both those challenges are great. You should do it if you want to watch more horror movies. We highly suggest you pause the video and go there. For Shannon, Briggs, and Robert Castner, I'm JWMaher. This has been Why We Love Horror Trivia, and here comes that schedule.